Yeah, hi everyone. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the work center. Okay, so with the final master data of production planning here. So let's get into that. Okay, so what is a work center? So in the last session, I think regarding the routing, we have seen this work center, right? So we just use this work center here. So whatever the system load, okay, for an example, so we are going to do the work, right? We are going to do the work. So that work need to be converted into, okay, the cost. So that particular work will be done by this work center. Okay, so whatever the work we are doing, okay, so whatever the workload we are doing, okay, so that capacity, that work, okay, that will automatically capture the work and it will try to convert into the cost here. So that is very important thing here, because whatever the work we do, so that needs to be converted, okay, and taken into consideration, and it needs to be converted into a cost. Okay, so that is why this work center will be used for. There are different type of work centers, okay, we can able to create that. Okay, so for an example, it can be a machine, okay, or a group of machine. Okay, so or a group of machine we can have same time. Okay, same time, for an example, it can be a labor, okay, or a group of labor. Okay, so you can have a group of labor also, so we can able to have, so with this we can able to perform one thing. Okay, so like that. Okay, maybe the production line, okay, some company will have a production line, they don't have a separate machine as work center or this thing. So the production line, so it will start from one end to another end, so maybe that also can be considered as a production, sorry, a work center. Okay, so ultimately the workload, okay, whatever the work we do, so that needs to be captured and it needs to be converted into a cost. So this is what we are going to see. Okay, let's start here. So we are going to see the configuration as well as the front end part, whatever we just done for the previous master data, right? So let's get into that. Okay, let's get into that. Okay, so the T codes. Okay, so what are the T codes we have is we have CR01 for a T code, and we have a CR02 as another T code, and CR03 we have a T code over here. So for CR01 we just can able to create the work center, and CR02 for changing the work center, and of course this is for the display. Okay, so let's get into this T code and we can try. Okay, so what are the things we can do? We can try this. So get into the system. Okay, right. So get into CR01 and enter. Okay, so here where we are going to create the work center over here. Okay, so with this particular setup here. Okay, right. So what we are going to do here is, okay, yes, so you can see some options here. So we need a plant. Okay, of course we need a plant, and we need a work center. Okay, so the plant is okay, so we have used the plant as 1000, so we use the same plant, and same time the work center we have to give a name over here. Okay, we have to give a name for a work center here. Okay, you can use any one. Okay, any name or numbers, alphabets, whatever you like. Okay, you can give that one. Okay, same thing. Okay, go for the category. So here where we are categorizing the work center here. Okay, as I told you, you can see the categories over here. So you can see these are the categories. Okay, it can be a machine, okay, or it can be a group of machine. One machine can be a work center, or a group of machine can be also a work center. Okay, one labor can be a work center, or some group of labor also be a work center. And you have a production line also. The plant maintenance, okay, for the PM module, the plant maintenance module also, they use the work center here. Okay, for their maintenance activity. Okay, not for the production, but for the production we use the machine or labor or the line. Okay, production line, whatever we have. Okay, so based on this only we are going to work. So let's get into that. So what we need to see is, from here we can able to see one thing very clearly. So that, okay, so the category, the work center category is the only configuration on this page, right? On the initial page we have this only configuration over here. So let's get into that. Okay, so let's go back to the configuration and we can just verify that. Okay, go to SPRO reference. Okay, go to the production. Okay, and go to the basic data, and there you can see the work center option is here. So go to the work center, and here you have the option for the work center over here. Okay, so first thing we need to start with the general data. Click on the general data, and there you can see the first option is a work center category. Right here where we are going to generate the work center category over here. So just execute this one. Yes, you can see what are the categories we have. Okay, so that categories you can able to see over here. Okay, you can see this option over here. You can able to get based on this here. Okay, right. So here what are the things you have? You can able to see this option here. Okay, you have the same thing, whatever things you have, the same thing, you have the same thing here. If you want to create a new thing also, you can create. Okay, so what are the things you need to create is, for an example, okay, you can give a codification and all other things you can use. Okay, and also you have the field selection with you. Okay, you have a field selection and the screen sequence also you can able to do it here. Field selection. Okay, so how we can able to construct the field. Okay, so what are the fields we want, how to construct that also we can able to do, and we can assign it here. Okay, I'll show you that later. And the screen sequence. Okay, how the screen sequence should looks like. Okay, so you will be having a standard screen sequence, how it should looks like. You will be having all the options here for the machine, for the group of machine, everything. Okay, you will be available over here. Okay, I'll show you the field selection and all these things option later. So now, okay, so other things. Okay, yes, this is standard one. Okay, if you want to create a new one, of course you can able to create that. Okay, right, now come back here. If you come back here, okay, yes, so we'll go into that. Okay, we'll get into the screen. So then I'll go for the field selection. Okay, for an example, okay, just give the category, any category you want. Maybe I'm just going for a group of machines. Okay, I'm going for a group of machines here. Okay, then I'm giving a work center name. Okay, so what is the name we can give is, okay, so what is the actual name? So if you are using any particular thing or any particular work center like that, so maybe we are using some HMC machine. Okay, HMC, so I'll put HMC, so 001 like that. Okay, anything. Okay, anything which is related to that machine. For easy finding, okay, you can able to have this one. Okay, just give an enter, just give an enter. Okay, you can able to see here. Okay, so this is the actual thing, but for the particular field selection here. For example, if I selected the group of machines, so I'm getting only these two tabs. Only I'm getting two tabs, right? Yes, you can see that only two tabs are there. Now if I go back and select the first one, okay, maybe I'm just selecting the first one as a machine, and I'm giving the same name and give an enter. You can see this is the standard tabs we have. This is all the standard tabs we need to construct this. Okay, now you can see the difference. Okay, between the category, the field is completely changing, right? So we have only two tabs earlier. Now you can see all the tabs. So the field selection makes sense here. So that we need to think about this one here. So in this particular stage, we are going to see that also. Okay, so what we are going to do is, okay, let's go back here. So let's go through the field selection and we can come back here. Okay, go to the field selection. Okay, here you can see the second option. Just execute and you can see the options available over here. Right, you can see the options over here. For an example, each and every tab, you can see each and every tab, you can able to have this particular setup here. For an example, okay, if you go for the base tab or something, okay, just go for the base tab. Double click on that and you will be having all the so modifiable so fields are available here. So which are all fields you want to modify and what are the things, you will be having number of options here. You can hide this field, you can just freeze the field. Okay, if display means it's a freezing, and required means okay, you just make it as mandatory. And finally input. Okay, so input is a normal, so optional entry here. Okay, yes, which one you want, you can just go for it. Okay, based on that it will work. Okay, same thing, you can see the influencing. Okay, if you click on the basic data and click on the influencing, So it can able to find the influencing over here. For an example, what are the group of things you have? Okay, what are the group of influencing you have here? So for an example, okay, I just go for the screen group here. Okay, so you can able to see, okay, all the things. Okay, this is based on the screen group, okay, how you want on all these things. So like that, okay, like that, what we are going to do is, okay, so just go for this particular setup. Okay, go for modifiable. Okay, and you can see the influences. You can see the influences over here. Okay, so the influencing is nothing but this particular field, okay, where are all we can able to see the influencing value, because these are the criteria of the screen group. You can able to see that. Okay, that you can able to make it over here. Okay, for an example, just go back, okay, and go to this scheduling tab. Okay, go for the scheduling tab and influencing, and you can able to see, okay, so what is the influencing value we have. You can click on that, so you will get, okay, what are the influencing value you can have. You can get all these things over here, right? Yes. So based on the group, okay, based on the group, you can able to have this particular key. For an example, if I go here also, you can able to see, okay, what are the groups we have. You can see that. Okay, so based on the category, okay, you can assign the category, which category you want, and based on that category you can select, and you can select the influencing field. Okay, what are the influencing field you want, you can go for that influencing field. Okay, so how we have selected the different category, you got only 2 tabs. Like that you can make it influencing, right? Yes. Okay, so this is the major thing here. Okay, so before we start over here, so now we can able to get into the setup, and then we can say we can able to see the other things over here. Okay, right. So let me go back. Okay, so now this is all the tabs we have here. So we need to go in a sequence, okay, one by one into the tab we can able to see, and we can parallelly go back to the configuration and we can verify that also. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so I'm giving a name. Maybe I'm giving a HMC, so work center. Okay, right. Now what are the options you have? Okay, now what are the options you have? You have the work center category. You can able to see default it came from that particular point, and same time you can see the other option. Okay, the person responsible. Who is responsible for this work center? Because if something happens to this particular machine or something, so that person is the first person to be get informed. He is the first person to get informed, and that person will take the initiation how to maintain this. Okay, all these things. Maybe this person can be a person from the plant maintenance. Okay, because the plant maintenance team will be maintaining normally the all the assets of the company. Okay, these all the assets. Okay, maybe from the production also you can assign. So that particular responsible person, you can able to create it over here. You can see that we have a responsible person here. If we get into that, so that you can able to create, okay, what are the responsible person you want. Okay, plant wise you can able to create. Maybe if you want to create a new one, just go for a new entry and give the plant over here and give the responsible, okay, thing here. Okay, who is responsible. For an example, I'm just giving, okay, Mr. Okay, so Mr. Okay, so I'm just giving. Sorry, you just want to give a code first. Okay, I'm just giving a Raj, and I'm giving a, okay, so person responsible for us. Okay, so Mr. Raj. Okay, give an enter. You can bring n number of person. Okay, and you can able to choose that one. So save it. Okay, save this. So now you can go back. Okay, now you can go back and click on this responsible person. You will get, okay, what you have assigned for the plant. 1000 here. You can see Mr. Raj will be available here. Okay, so Mr. Raj will be available here. So with this we can able to work on this. Okay, with this we can able to work on this. So we can able to go for it. Okay, right. So now I can go for this Mr. Raj here. Okay, just click on this. Okay, right, yeah. So now other things like location and all other things is not feasible, it's not required over here. And coming for the usage, okay, coming for the usage, okay, you will be having n number of usages over here. Okay, already we have seen the usages in the routing as well, right? So like that the usages is same here, it's almost. So if you want to use this routing only for routing, or only for certain cases you can use this one. But my suggestion is always go for all the task lists, because work center can be used for all the task lists. So maybe the plant maintenance can use on all these things. That will be better. Or else if you want to restrict for this one, you can give only for routing. So the plant maintenance cannot use that. If you give this only maintenance, so only the maintenance department can use, others cannot use. So it's up to you how you define this. Based on that it will work. Now I'm giving all the task list steps, so it will be applicable for all the task list. Right. So next thing what we are going for is so this particular usage, that also we have a configuration. You can go back to the configuration here, and there you can able to find the task list usage. You can see this. So go to the task list usage and you can see the exactly the same thing what we have. So we have the same option over here. And you can able to see each and everything there will be a task list type. You can see this. So which particular task list type it will be referred here. You can see only routing means you can see this N type. Do you remember this N type? So we have used in the production version. This is our routing here. Our routing will be in N. Same thing if you go for the plant maintenance. If you go for only plant maintenance, and you can able to see this. You can see a different task list. This is for the equipment, not for us. Our category is not there. So these all things will be maintained. So certain category will be used only for our category. It is not by a name. Yes, many people will think that it is just a name, so we can use anything. It's not like that. If you use a particular thing, it can be used only for the particular purpose. It is very important. Right. So just go back here. Now it is fine. Now coming into this basic data, the most important thing is the standard value key. The standard value key is nothing but, for an example, the work center has to capture the workload, right? That is why we are having this work center, right? So we need to capture the workload. So if it needs to capture the workload, what are all the works? What are the things it needs to consider? Because all the values we cannot take, right? What are the respective values we want to take, that we are giving over here. For example, there are n number of standard value keys will be available. You can see there are n number of standard value keys available. What are the things? It starts with SAP. So these all things are the standard one. What are the things you have here is everything is a standard one here. Whatever we have seen is here is a standard one. For an example, if I go for the normal production, SAP 1, it's a very common thing. If I give an enter, see what happens. You will automatically get this keywords. Give an enter. Yes, you can see automatically you are getting a keyword. So what is this keyword is? What information you need to collect from this work center? Because using this work center, you are going to do the production. When you're just completing, when you're confirming the production, you need to give some values. How much time you have taken for this, how much time you have taken for this. That time is this one. For an example, in standard we have 3 options here, but maximum we can give 6 options here. Totally 6 information, 6 workload we can able to capture. You can see the setup time. You can see the setup time over here. Setup time means normally if you have any programming machine, so it will initially take, for an example, today you are going to start that machine in the sense. So initially you want to set a program. So today you are going to do this program like that. So that needs some time, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, that you can able to capture. Second one is a machine time. You can capture the machine time. How much time the machine is running. The third thing is labor, because machine cannot operate automatically, right? Some automatic machines also there, but some machines, we need to operate through the labors. The labor also should spend equal time, so that also need to be captured. So that capturing, you have to maintain the rule of maintenance, how that needs to be captured. If you give no checking, so while this work center is capturing that, you will not get that information. This information will not be asked, as a mandatory. But if you give this option, for example, if I go for machine, I'll give, should be entered or must be entered. So what will happen now? So it will become mandatory. Without giving this information, the production cannot be closed. Because we are collecting the information, that is very important. So without this information, we cannot able to close. It's very important. So we can able to create other thing also. It is only standard. If you want to create a new thing also, yes, of course you can create. You can go for the standard value and get into that, and you can see, so standard value keys. Then I will go for parameter. First you can see the standard value keys. So just execute. and there you can see some standard value keys are available. So this is what we have seen, SAP 1, right? Double click on that, and there you can see, so we have only 3 options. But if you give more options, okay, you can take, see, you have all the parameters over here. What are the things you want to collect? Okay, so for an example, you want to collect the operation time, and also you want to collect some okay, processing time, and also you want to collect some, okay, so tear down time, like that. Okay, what are the things you want to cover? Maximum 6 things, 6 parameter you can collect in one work center. Okay, so you can able to create a new one also. If you want, you can able to create a new one also, and you can able to perform this, so that can be possible. Okay, so that can be possible. Okay, so you can create that one. Okay, that can be possible here. But the parameters, if you want to add some new parameters here, then you want to go with this define parameters, and there you have to maintain the parameters here. So these are the standard parameters which is available here. So if you want to add some new parameters which needs to be considered over here, so you can able to consider the new parameters also here. Okay, you can consider the new parameters also here, so like that. Okay, for an example, so the processing time, so if you just double click on that, you can see, so what is the keyword, what is the long keyword, and what is the dimension, how you are going to capture this, using a time or using a day or using a weeks, or using what is the dimension. Dimension means what is the unit of measurement you are going to cover, and you can see, okay, so what is the value unit, okay, how we are going to capture this in minutes or seconds or hours, how you are going to capture. If you give this information, this is more than enough. Okay, so we can able to capture the things. So first you can go through this particular standard parameters, and if you identify that what is your requirement and all these things, okay, if anything new you want here, okay, just try to copy from the standard and you can able to create that. Okay, that's not a problem here. Okay, you can able to go with that. Okay, with that parameter it will automatically run the show. Okay, right. So maybe I'll create a new one here. You can see, okay, just go for the standard value key. Maybe I'll just copy this one. Okay, I'll just copy this normal production and just make a copy. And okay, maybe I'll just give a name here. So maybe I'll just give, okay, PP 01. So let me give, okay, so okay, so production. Okay, so production underscore. Okay, so I'll give, okay, so for HMC, okay, all the HMC missions I can use the standard value keys, like that I can just put here. So what I'm going to do, we don't have a setup time. Okay, we have a setup time on all these things, so 3 things. So along with that, if you want anything, you can able to create it also. Okay, right, give an enter. Yes, so there you can see, okay, your new standard value key is created. With this standard value key, you can able to start performing your thing. Okay, just give a save. Okay, just give a save. So your setup is ready. So now what we need to do, you have to go back to the work center, and then you can able to change this. Okay, change the value key. Okay, what is the standard value key you have? So change the value key to this one. Okay, PP01, which you have given over here. Just double click on that and give an enter. Okay, it will be changed. You can see it is changed. Now you can decide, okay, which one you want to make it mandatory. For an example, I'm just making this machine as a mandatory, and also this particular labor as a mandatory over here. So 2 things, okay, I'm just making as a mandatory. Okay, right. So 2 things I'm just making as a mandatory over here. Okay, what will happen? So whenever I'm just trying to close this particular setup here, so I will be getting this, okay, mandatory over here. Okay, yes, same thing. Okay, now this is done. So now go for the default values. Okay, if you go for the second tab, it's the default values. You can see what are the things you want to make it as default. So this default values will be automatically taken to the task list also. If you're going to work with the task list, right? So that if you give work center, you're getting everything, right? That is based on this. You can see first thing is a control key. If I just open this, you can easily remember this. Okay, yes, we have seen this one, right? Yes, we have seen this one. Okay, we have seen this option, right? So here where we just have this option over here, you can see this, the plan maintenance. Okay, all the things will be there. So our thing will start with PP. You can see this already. We have used this one in the task list, right? We have used this in the task list, right? Okay, in the same task list we are just going to use this one. If you give this same standard key over here in the work center, so you will get it automatically over there. Okay, so you will get it automatically over there. So with that particular information, so you will be getting this. Okay, so you will be getting automatically on this particular setup, so you will be getting on this. Okay, right. So for an example, I'm just giving pp01. So this will be the standard key over here. So this will be automatically reflected, okay, on the task list. Okay, when you're using this, you will be getting that. Same like the other informations. Okay, other information also you can give. For an example, these are information we don't want to give. So here the HR also plays a major role, because you can see the wages type, the wage group, like that is our thing. These wages means it's a salary. For an example, the labors, okay, here the labors are working for us, right? So based on the day wise, okay, how many hours they work, so based on that, okay, they will be getting the payment. So if you have a HR module, okay, you have a HR module for this one. So what you can able to do is you can able to assign the HR module directly to this. You can see this. You have a direct option for HR assignment. Okay, what you can able to do is directly you can assign to the HR. So whatever you do here, whatever the time you capture, whatever the time so the labor is working, everything will be in the real time. It will go to the HR. So they don't need to work on any payroll or something. So they will get it on the real time, how much hours they worked today. Okay, so like that every day they will get that one. So how many hours they work for a week or a day. So based on that, the wages will be given. Okay, yes. And also we need to see about the other things also, you can see. Okay, so we can see that one. Yeah, yes.